my name's Daniel and this video is about communicating clearly through video. I've got 6 practical tips for you and I'm going to save my favourite one till last. So with face-to-face communication, we know the importance of eye contact. That's how we keep our students engaged. But in video, what does that mean? That means looking at the lens. So I'm filming on my iPad, and if I turn to look at the screen to make sure that I'm in the shot, which is important, you can actually feel a disconnect between you and I right now. Whereas when I look and talk to you through the lens of the camera, you can actually remain much more engaged and feel as if I'm speaking directly to you. The next one's audio quality. Now don't worry too much about video quality. If the picture's grainy or blurry, students can still remain engaged. Audio is another story. Wind affected or echoey audio is a surefire way for students to just tune out if they really have to strain to hear you. Now I'm wearing a microphone at the moment, which is really cool because it means if I turn my back to you or I end up far away from the camera, you can still hear me clearly. However, most people won't have access to this sort of technology. But there are some simple things you can do. If you're in a gym or an oval somewhere notoriously bad for audio quality, consider just using that space to, say, demonstrate a skill. Then moving into a quiet room to film the instruction or the explanation where students can hear clearly. Rooms with carpet and curtains are great for absorbing echoes or any other sounds. Anything more than about 2 minutes is quite a long video and attention does start to wane from there, quite rapidly in fact. So consider keeping your videos as short as possible. Be really clear before you start recording. What's your key message? What do you need to get across? And then get on with it. If you have multiple messages, consider separating them into multiple videos. If your video does need to be longer and you need to hold students' attention for a longer period of time, you can actually visually segment your video. You can see I've used title slides. But another thing you can do is deliver a few sentences with one background, then move to another background to deliver your next key message. After speaking again for a few sentences, when the brain starts to switch off and tune out, return to another background to deliver your next few sentences. Often, it's as simple as pausing the video, rotating the camera 90 degrees, restarting the video and continuing to record. You can also do this with camera angles. You might stand at a half body distance to record a few sentences, come in for a close-up to deliver a really important key message, and return to your original camera angle to keep talking. Unfortunately, in the age of short attention spans, students aren't going to watch your whole video the whole time. That first 5 seconds of your video is really key. That's when you're going to have their attention most. So either just deliver your key message in those 5 seconds before elaborating, or use some sort of hook or let them know what they need to stay tuned for. You noticed at the start of this video, I told you I was saving my favourite tip for last. That was my little ploy. And if you're still watching at this stage, then it's worked. And this is it, my favourite one, be yourself. Now in teaching, we know that the importance of relationships can't be understated. So even though in our video we want to leave out any unnecessary information to shorten it, keep in mind that fostering positive relationships is important. So continue being human for your students. Tell jokes, make mistakes, tell them interesting things about yourself. And finally, we'll finish the video with a call to action. Just like with your students, you need to make the last thing you say the thing you want them to do next. So for you, the viewer, what I'd like for you to do is just skip back through this video, find your most favourite tip that you're going to put into action in a video next week. Enjoy.